What's happening, everybody? This might end up being a practice video, I'm not sure. I might just put it up. I got enough for one 30-minute part, so I'm gonna just get to it. So it's been about 5 months, actually almost exactly 5 months. Matter of fact, I think as of like Monday will be 5 months exactly since I had made a video about this subject. But I've been wanting to do one for a while now. It's just, I guess, apparently it wasn't time yet, as my gut did not sit down and make a video, or did I have me sit down and make a video, so I figure it wasn't time yet. But anyhow, sorry for the walking videos. The video itself, the visual part, has nothing to do with anything, so you just turn the screen off and listen, really. But anyways, I just wanted to give an update as to all the things I talked about 5 months ago. And honestly, in the last 5 months, life is even more fucking incredible than it was 5 months ago. You know, and I kind of had to watch over the old videos to make sure I'm not repeating too much shit. But truth be told, I don't really know. I'm sure I'm going to repeat something because I always fucking do. But anyways, I just want to say, like, as happy as I was back then, 5 months later, like, dude, I am so much happier than I was even then. It's like, I don't know, just continually working on myself. Like, I'm happy with my mind. I was happy with my mindset as it was. But I've come to realize even more things. It just had never occurred to me any sooner. And, I've just had some more, like, really profound, life-changing realizations in the last 5 months. And it seems like they just keep happening. Like, you know, I spent probably the first 38 and a half years of my life just worrying and dreaming about everything. Fucking worrying about worrying. You know, I'd be making shit up to worry about because that's just what I thought was part of life. I thought that's just what people do. You know, everybody I know always worrying about something, so I just figured that that's just the way it has to fucking be. And you got to deal with it the best you can. And as I've explained in the past, I've come to realize that you don't have to worry about shit if you really don't want to. That worry is actually a choice. You know, and I talk about fate, so worrying, I guess, if I'm believing in everything happens for a reason, then, you know, I guess that first 30 and a half years, it wasn't really a choice to worry. I was supposed to be worrying so that, you know, at the beginning of last year, everything would start clicking in my head, and I'd realize I don't need to worry anymore. But, just speaking, like, you don't have to worry about life. And realizing that was a very profound change in my life, because all that time and all those daily thought processes and, like, all the different thoughts I'd run through each day have been significantly freed up now, because I don't have to spend hours dwelling on shit that I'm worrying about. So instead, I get to spend that time thinking about things that I actually like and enjoy. And I can't tell you how fucking different it is. You know, during that 6 years, every fucking night I went to bed, man. Every fucking night. I just hoped that I wouldn't wake up the next morning. But the thing is, I fucking knew I was going to. I knew for sure that next morning I was going to have to get up and face the fucking day. And sure enough, I would. But now it's weird, because when I get up now, like every morning I get up, I'm kind of slow getting out of bed and I'm fucking tired. I also take Tylenol PMs to sleep, so it makes waking up a little rougher, but it's like every day that I get up, like, I'm excited to go start the fucking day. You know, I've never been a day, like, a morning person. I've always been a nighttime person, a night out, and I still am. Fuck, it's after midnight right now. But, and I'm like, I'm still not a morning person. After working mornings for 10 years now, I'm still not used to getting up in the mornings. But what I do like getting up early on those days that I go to work, because, like, I get shit done during the day. You know, and it's like I feel like I've accomplished something throughout my day. And it's like, sorry, I live in kind of a little remote area here. I hear cars sometimes. It sounds like they're coming down my block, and I just don't want to get caught off guard by some fucking idiot flying down my street where the road dead ends at the fucking woods. And people coming down here 60, 70 miles an hour and then realize that the fucking road ends right here. So, but, I don't know, it's like, this 4th of July coming up of 2021 will be 5 years now that I've been working on my mind. I started trying to get into shape about almost exactly 2 years later, so I've had almost 3 years on that. And honestly, I will be 40 this year. In August, I'll be 40 years old, and I am in by far the best shape, physically, mentally, and spiritually, that I have ever been in my whole life. And when I turned 30, I fucking dreaded it, man. I dreaded turning fucking 30. I don't know why, I just did. And it hit me really hard, and that was also part of that shit that had me down during that 6 years or so. But, honestly, I cannot fucking wait to be 40. I mean, I'm in no hurry. I'm not in a hurry for anything anymore. It's like, now that all this great stuff happens all the time, I'm not in a fucking hurry anymore for anything. Like, I'm as excited as can be about all the things my gut's telling me about, but it's like, I'm in no hurry anymore. I mean, for fucking anything, man. Like, I've gotten to a point where I literally just enjoy every moment of every day. I want to actively enjoy every moment of every day, because after spending that 6 years just being fucking down as fuck all day, every fucking day, now that the shit's turning around, it's like, I don't want to take that for granted. I don't want to rush to anything, because everything my gut's telling me, you better rest assured it's coming. But when? I don't know exactly when. And like I said, I'm in no hurry to get there. Fucking every single day, I enjoy every fucking day. Every day I wake up, it's like a new adventure that I'm going on, and just see what kind of things happen during the day. And I got some theories I've come up with about, I mean, that's not really theories. I don't know, one of the things I've come to realize is, like, my timing throughout my day. Like, whatever route that I go through from when I leave home to when I get back home, on any given day, like, where I'm at in that path at whatever specific times, and just seeing how, like, just any little thing that could tweak your timing could drastically affect your life, and you wouldn't even know it. Say you're the first car that gets caught at a red light instead of the last one to make it. That might have just saved your fucking life, and you'll never know. And I mean, it's just a easy, basic example, but it's like, I have put so much thought into how I believe in nothing but fate. I don't believe in free will. And I used to think that I had free will. And when I believed in fate, I used to believe that fate was like not just major life decisions and major life moments. I knew it was more than that, but I didn't realize to the extent that that really applied to. Like, I didn't realize how fucking much, when they say everything, like, I mean every fucking thing. And like, as I've come to realize over the last year, not even a year and a half now, a little like a year and 4 months-ish, somewhere around there, 3 months, 4 months, I've come to realize that, like, I knew that there was things in my life that my gut was telling me to do. Had no doubt. But there was only about a handful of things in my entire life that I ever truly knew without a doubt that my gut was telling me. One of them led to a DUI. And I knew as I was handcuffed in the squad car that that's the fucking reason my gut told me to go out to this bar one night, late at night. Walk in, turn around and fucking leave. I knew for a fucking fact, before I even got pulled over, when I noticed there was a trooper behind me, I was like, well, I guess that's what it brought me out here for. And it was. And the thing is like, I didn't know what purpose that would serve at the time, but looking back now, that was like fucking 7 years ago. 8 years ago. Damn, it was like 8 years ago. But realizing how many different things have just occurred in my life that could not have happened any other way. It just blows my mind. But there was, a couple, probably about literally a handful of things in my entire life moments where I was just like, I know that this is what my gut's telling me to do. Didn't realize what those gut feelings were. Didn't know, I didn't understand until about early last year. what that was, what those feelings were and why they were always right. Sorry, I'm trying to keep that light behind me. But it's like I've learned about 2 years ago, I came to realize that all of a sudden I just started being able to read my gut, not about everything, but about a lot of things, about some major life things. And over the last 2 years, I cannot even begin to tell you how many things that my gut has told me was going to happen. And I fucking mean it was spot on every time. Like a few handfuls of things that just always. And I would know every time. I'd know in advance that a lot of those things I even knew right about when they were going to happen. And they were fucking exactly on point. So during the last 2 years, there's been some major, I don't know, I mean, yeah, they're major things, but it's like, there's been these moments in the last 2 years where my gut would tell me to do something, and my head was like, that's a fucking terrible idea. Don't do it, don't listen to it. And now, mind you, this was after I came to realize that those gut feelings, the reason they're always right, is because that's how God has been steering me through life. Now, all these times that I tell myself, like, there's all these different times the last 2 years when my gut's telling me something. My head's like, dude, don't you fucking dare. My head was like, no, that's a terrible fucking idea. Don't do it. And I couldn't see the benefit in it. But then yet when the time came, I found myself doing exactly what my gut said. And as I'm doing so, my head's like, no, And so a few of these things, I sat and kind of worried about it. I mean, I'd already stopped worrying a little over a year ago. But there's these things that it's like these few different instances over the last year and 4 months that happened. And it's like, I'm telling you, man, it was like my gut told me to do something. My head said absolutely fucking not. And then I did it anyways. But it's like, I was thinking for a moment there that like I was consciously choosing somehow, maybe subconsciously choosing to just follow it. And maybe that was the case, but it's like, honestly, I've come to realize, especially in the last 5 months, that like this has never had any fucking role in my life whatsoever. It has never made a choice. It has never made a decision. It has never, ever decided anything as far as what I do or what's going on in my life whatsoever at any fucking point ever. Now, as kind of for some people, it might be hard to grasp onto, because then you start to think to yourself like, well, damn, if I didn't make any of those choices, then like that's where I started to realize like fate means everything. It means there is no free will. Now, I can't speak for others' lives. Like I've said before, I can only speak for my own. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I thank God every day for making sure that I do not have any active role. My mind has no active role in anything I do, because if it had to actually make the choice, I would have settled for things in life long ago, and I would have just picked a spot and fucking stuck there and just said, that's good enough, And it's like, no, I've realized that, like, I don't have a choice. I don't want a fucking choice. I do not want free will. And the thing is, these few instances that happened that I started to kind of worry about, like, it was weird because I went, like, I don't really know what the best example is going to be. But it's like, say if you drink coffee every day, all the time, like several cups of coffee every day, and you get used to it. But then when you stop, say for 6 months, you don't have any caffeine for 6 months, you have one fucking cup of strong coffee, you're going to feel it. You're going to be fucking bouncing off the walls. It was kind of the same way, but it wasn't a good thing. It's like, I went several months without worrying about anything. And something happened. I did what my gut told me to do, even though my head was like, oh my God, it's a fucking terrible idea. Did it anyways, and I sat and dwelled on it for a while. Started worrying about it, and a couple times I had 4 nights in a row where I didn't sleep a fucking week. I took enough Tylenol PMs each of those nights to kill probably just about any fucking body else. And I did not even get fucking drowsy. 4 nights in a row. At least 2 different times. There might have been a third. It might have been a third time, but twice for sure. And I remember the exact moment on those 2 times that I'm talking about. I remember the exact moment where I've just going over and over and over and over and over in my head for 4 fucking straight days. Something clicked, and I remember the exact fucking moment that it happened. I know what I was doing, where I was, and it just fucking clicked. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I got my mindset straightened back out again. That was it. That knot that felt like it was starting in my gut, gone. 2 days later, I found out exactly why my gut told me to do what the fuck it told me to do. And I was like, whoa, wow, fucking wow. Never would have guessed. Would have guessed that would have been the outcome. Second time it happened, same thing. Although I started worrying about that even quicker. The first time I dwelled on it for a couple weeks, and then I started to fucking worry for a few days. The second time I started worrying, like the very next day, I started losing sleep. 4 nights in a row again, not a fucking wink of sleep. And I was actually in the exact same spot, right, almost the exact same time. This was like, I don't know, a week or two after the first time. And like, I'm sitting there fucking just tired as shit from not sleeping, wanting to resolve this in my head so I could fucking feel normal again. And that's what happened. I sat there and all of a sudden it clicked. And when I did, that knot gone again. And like both times, I kid you not, both times, the moment it happened, I could just feel this tiredness come over me. And I was like, oh dude, I'm gonna fucking sleep great tonight. Both times, slept like a fucking rock. I didn't wake up to go piss. I was just fucking out. I mean, it was like I barely remember laying my head down on the pillow both times, and I just fucking done. I was out. And it was like I knew the moment that I resolved that conflict in my head, I knew it. I knew that it was resolved because I was like instantly, I'm sleeping tonight. And that's what happened. And sure enough, I had resolved those issues. But that one again, once I finally accepted that's what I know that's what my gut told me to do. That's what I fucking did. There's no going back and changing it. And that there's a reason for it. No, I may not see it yet. There is a reason. And I just, again, made the choice to just trust. Again, 2 days later, fucking exactly what my gut told me was going to happen, happened. And I was like, and that's the thing, like, I knew at least some of the reason why it told me both those things. I mean, I kind of sort of knew some of the reason why, but I just was having a hard time believing it and trusting it. But sure enough, both times, as soon as I accepted it, 2 days later, I figured out why, and I was like, dang, would have never, ever, 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 fucking ever guessed. And it's like, damn, already 18 minutes in. I only got 35 minutes of space, so I don't want to make a second video. Too much shit on my computer, on my phone. Just fucking hundreds of pictures of nice old fucking cars that I want. It's taking up all the fucking space. So anyways, but yeah, it's like, I don't know, other things have happened, like, I don't know, it's weird because sometimes my gut will use what I call intentional misdirection, which it'll lead me to believe one thing, and then it won't be quite like it says. Like that happened once over the last year, that it just like, I was like, dang man, I couldn't make sense of it. And then finally I realized what it was, and there's a reason why I was supposed to think what it was that I thought, why my gut was telling me the things it told me. Because for a while I started thinking maybe I was wrong, maybe I misread things, maybe I wasn't good at reading my gut, maybe I'm making all of this up. But finally it clicked, and I'm like, oh no, I saw the reason, at least some of the reasons why my gut did that. And I'm like, okay, no, I'm cool with that. That was the third time I kind of started worrying, and like that one resolved pretty quickly. I think I had a couple nights where I couldn't sleep good, but no, I don't know. That one actually took about 2 weeks to finally accept it and it'd be cool and it just continue trusting. But I didn't lose lots of nights of sleep, though. You know, it was just, I was able to better manage that. But the thing is that due to these things happening, that's what has led me to realize that I've never had any say-so. My mind has never had any active role in my life ever, except to worry. That's it. That's all my mind has ever been used for. That's the only function that my mind has ever played in my life is worrying. Now, well, until I stop worrying, and then it's like, now my mind just kind of goes over everything, and it's just, you know, I'm like realizing things and figuring things out, and like I'm using my mind to be happy now instead of fucking miserable. But it's like at 40 years old, I know exactly why everything that has ever happened to me has happened to me. Now, even as a kid, I always knew what my purpose is in this world. And I've just been kind of watching to see how everything's unfolded and led me in that direction. And at 40 years old, I already know why everything that's ever happened to me did so. All the times in my life that I did something where I was like, why the fuck did I do that? Or why the fuck didn't I do that? And I would just never understand for years, I realized, because that's what the fuck my gut told me to do. And thankfully, I don't have free will, because I would have fucked up in so many different situations. I would have fucked up and done the wrong thing. But my gut, it's like I've been on autopilot my whole life, which I guess essentially is what fate really is, right? So the more I started to realize this concept about no free will, as weird as it is, you know how fucking freeing of a feeling that is to realize that I don't actually have free will. And I don't have to make any fucking choices. Like, as far as my fate and as far as the future, like, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to fucking worry about it. I don't have to plan anything. I don't have to figure out how to try to make anything happen. I don't have to figure out, should I do this or should I not do that? Or when should I do this? Or how to go about it. All I need to do is just sit back and fucking enjoy the ride. That's it. That's the only thing I have to do is sit back and enjoy the ride and use my mind to fucking realize all the different wonderful things that have happened and that I have going on in my life. And, hold on a second. Alright, sorry. I'm running low on time here, so sorry, I thought I heard someone coming. So it's like I don't have to figure anything out, because if it was left up to me, like I said, I would have fucking made wrong choices so many fucking times in my life, because in that moment I thought I knew what it was that I should do or wanted to do, and I just couldn't find myself fucking doing it. I couldn't bring myself to do it, whatever the fuck it may have been. And it's like, now I understand why. Like, my life, like, looking back at every moment that I didn't understand, every unanswered question I've ever had, I understand why now, because in all those moments, this feeling that's in my gut was there, and in those moments, and I'm like, oh, so, like, so not only do I know why everything's happened, not only do I have, all my unanswered questions about my entire past have completely been answered, every last one of them, and I thought, having hundreds of questions would require hundreds of answers. Little did I know that it was the same answer for every fucking question I've ever had about my life. And that was my gut. That's it. That was the answer to fucking all of it. And I was like, wow, no shit. So because of this, at 40 years old, not only do I not have any fucking regrets at all anymore, I'm talking like up until 38 and a half years old, roughly, I had nothing but fucking worries. Nothing but worries. I literally would just worry about fucking everything. I had so many regrets. I had a list of regrets 10 miles fucking long. And all of these moments in my life, I wished for so long that I could have went back and changed. And now, I've literally scratched every single regret off the list, because now that I know why I did what I did in those situations, I don't regret it anymore, because it led me right the fuck to where I'm at right now. And because of that, I wouldn't change a fucking thing. I mean, literally, the only thing I can really think of in my past that I wish I could change would be when my cat that I had before I had Jackie, when he passed away, I woke up and he must have had a heart attack or something, and he was barely hanging on. And I picked him up and he was just completely limp. I laid him on the floor to try to call, somebody, figure out what the fuck to do. And he's just stopped breathing. And like, I wish I would have just held him in my arms and just told him it was going to be all right. Because I fucking knew when I picked him up. But it just panicked and I wanted to try to fucking do something. But that's the one fucking thing that I wish I could change, is I would just held in my arms. But even that, I've come to realize that even that serves some kind of a purpose. I don't know what, but trust me when I say, it wouldn't have happened that way if it didn't serve a purpose. And though I may not be able to see it from my own limited understanding, I don't need to see it. I've also gotten to a point now where it's like, if there's something out there that I'm not supposed to know yet, or something I'm not supposed to realize yet, not only do I not want to know that until the time comes that I'm supposed to, I don't even want to know it. I have no desire whatsoever to know anything before I'm supposed to. At all. It makes I don't even want it to happen before then. When the time comes that I'm supposed to know anything, or anything's supposed to happen, or I'm supposed to realize something, when that time comes, rest assured it'll happen just like everything else has. So, I don't even want to know anything I'm not supposed to. I already know where my future's going. I've known it my whole fucking life, and now I'm finally at a point where I can see how my entire life has led me up to this point. And it's like, I have no regrets, no worries. I wouldn't change 1 second of my life other than with my cat. I wouldn't do anything differently. And now when anything happens, so there's a couple things that have happened recently, like, not that are bad, but they kind of sucked, I was like, fuck, that sucks. But I've gotten to the point where I've realized, like, look, there's a reason for it. Even though I can't fucking see it, there's a reason for it. And the thing is, like, those few things, whatever, well, not serious, but it was just something I was like, man, that fucking sucks. But I've already found positives in any of those things. So at the very least, I already know at least some of the reasons why they're happening. I'm sure I don't know them all, as I believe that everything doesn't happen for a reason. I believe everything happens for reasons. But, like, at 40 years old, I understand everything that's ever happened in my entire fucking life so far. Every last detail. I wouldn't change a second of it. I don't have not one fucking regret anymore. I don't have anything I would change. And I am exactly where the fuck I'm supposed to be at this very moment. And I know that. I had this time where, I don't know, maybe I can't remember exactly when it was, maybe about 2 years ago, which I'm surprised I don't remember the date when this has happened. But there was a day where I was just going about my day, and I was just like, look, God, I just need to know. Am I where I'm supposed to be right now? Am I right on track? Like, just give me some kind of sign and let me know that everything is right on course. And, like, please make sure it's something I cannot deny. When I see it, I'll fucking know it. And there will be no way I can talk myself out of believing that was a sign. So, 20 minutes later, 20 fucking minutes after I said that, 20 minutes after I said that, I kid you not, standing in line at the gas station I've been to plenty of times before that day and plenty of times since. And I'm standing there, and there's kind of a long line. Usually when I'm standing a long line, I just look at, pictures of old cars or old guns or something, just kill time. Look at the things I want to own one day. And I'm looking around, and I just happen to look down. Right next to me is this rack of candy. Now, when I look at this candy rack, I'm looking, and all of a sudden I notice this little square tag sticking off the shelf. And it looked like a little sales tag, but it wasn't advertising anything. There was no sale price. There wasn't even a product name on it. It was just a red square with a black circle that took up most of it right in the middle. And in red writing, all this fucking tag, I shit you not, said was, "This is a sign." That's it. It doesn't even serve any purpose being on that shelf for anything as far as the owner of the store goes. Like, it's not a marketing thing. It just serves nothing. There's no purpose. There's no sale. There's no product. No nothing on it. All it said was, "This is a sign." This is a fucking sign. I said, no shit. As soon as I saw that, I said, all right, cool. And that was it. And to this day, I never saw that tag before or since that moment at that place or anywhere else ever. Ever. I don't know why I didn't just pull the fucking tag right off the shelf and just keep it. But like, dude, there ain't much that can explain that, and I already don't believe in coincidence or luck or chance in my life personally. Those things do not exist. Damn sure coincidences don't exist, because everything happens for a reason. And it's like, I don't know, it's a fucking wonderful feeling to already know why, and to be able to put the entire first half of my life so far, like the first 40 years of my life, because I do believe I'm at about the halfway point. At least that's what my gut's telling me. That I could put the whole first half of my life behind me and be cool with it and be fucking ecstatic that it went the way it did and look forward to the future. And now when I look back to the past, at different things that I used to regret, like, I just keep coming up with more things, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when that happened, and I fucking kicked myself in the ass for that shit for years too. Now, I was supposed to kick myself in the ass for years, because that's what I did. But I've come to look back on it and go, oh, now I get why that went that way. My fucking gut made sure. Okay, cool. That same feeling in my gut was going on at that exact moment too. Now I'm about to run out of time, and I'm not done talking, so I'm going to have to try to clear some fucking room. Maybe I'll post this and make a second one tonight, but I'm about out of space. But anyways, all these different moments I could look back on, and it's because when I started working on my mind, like, I didn't start working on my mind, my gut started working on my mind for me, or it told me to do so. I didn't know that was what I needed to do. I didn't find any of these motivational videos till a couple of years into it, but my gut told me to start working on my mind, get all the negative shit out of my words, and replace it with positive. Get rid of all the negative thoughts, replace them with positive. And that process has led me to just, like, I'm a whole new fucking person compared to what I was 5 years ago. As a matter of fact, I'm a whole new person a couple times now, just in the last 5 years. And it's weird because, I don't know, it's like I knew before my fate would get here that certain things were going to happen. And those things have all happened. All of it's happened exactly on time, as it always is. And it's like, I know that I am the person now that I needed to be to begin this journey on my fate in the second half of my life here. And it's a fucking fantastic feeling. And I know that, just 5-6 years ago, every fucking day I woke up, man, I just hated the world. I hated life. I fucking just hated, I hated everything. And to see how right on time everything just changed all on its own. And I knew that was going to happen. I knew that one day when the time was right, that was going to happen. And that's exactly what fucking happened. All right, it's going to cut it off. So I'll make another one in a minute.